Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to another video. All right, guys. So in this video, we are actually going to talk about the top 10 legendary characters that are currently available in this game and Injustice 2 Mobile. Yes, guys. So I have made a list of top 10 characters ranking based on their passives, the damage that they do, what characters they support, how much they support. If they are a support character, how much damage they deal if they are a damage dealer you know so all these factors have been taken into consideration in order to making this list. So yeah, without wasting any time, let us jump directly into the roster. Now starting off with the character number 10. Now character number 10 was pretty easy to pick, which is right here, right in front of us. It's Brainiac. It's legendary Brainiac. The reason why I have Brainiac in the list as at top 10 in rank 10 is because he is a really good support character to all the other legendary characters. No matter which legendary character you use with Brainiac, Brainiac will grant them a lot of lethal attack chance. And he can be teamed up with a lot of characters like Mr. Freeze. He can be teamed up with a lot of characters like Grodd as well, Gorilla Grodd. If you're using a Beta Club on Grodd, that's important. He can also be used as a support character, as I said. He also works quite well in the arena and Champions Arena. So, based on all those factors, I have decided to put him on rank number 10 in this top 10 legendary characters list. Now, moving on to character number 9. All right, guys. So character number 9, as you can see on your screens, is Black Manta. Now, the reason why he is there on this list is on number 9, actually, not ahead of that, is because he needs to have the gears in order to make sure that he works fine. And there are only certain characters that can be used on him. Certain artifacts actually that can be used on him. Artifacts like a Kamidogo dagger, which is again a free-to-play artifact. You can use dark metal cards too. You can team him up with characters like the Flash to increase fast attack hits. You can team him up with the Brainiac as well. You can use Brainiac do some lethal stacks for Manta, and then you can tag Manta and do the damage. You can use Green Lantern as well with this character, but the only thing is that you need to have the full set of gears for this character. If you have like four pieces of gears, it's still fine. But the most optimal damage you will get is when you have five gears. You have the full set for 5 gears for Black Manta, and he can be used with a lot of pay to win artifacts as well. The one that comes to mind is the Batarangs, which can be used. And the thing is that it's not mandatory to have pay to win artifacts in order to use it on Manta. You can also use, as I said, you can use Kamidogu Dagger as well, which again it's a new artifact, free to play artifact, and which can be used easy, which will work beautifully on Manta. You just have to make sure that you do not mess up, you do not lose that combo meter, right? So, apart from that, he also acts as a support character, not like increasing in the damage kind of support character, but also gives some support to the other legendary characters, which might come in handy, not in the raids that much, but in Arena and Champions Arena. Now, take a look at this. Uh, so, Manta gains increased health at the start of the battle. Additionally, whenever Manta or legendary allies perform a successful block, their damage reduction from blocking increases temporarily. Now, this can come in very handy when it comes to Arena and Champions Arena. Now, moving on to the next passive. So, this is what I was looking forward to showing it to you. So, 12 seconds of heal block on the opponent, right? So, it does not work that much in the raids, but it's very handy when it comes to Arena and Champions Arena. Let's say if you're fighting against someone who is regenerating like crazy, then this particular passive will help you a lot. So these are the reasons why I have him on the list, not just for solo raids, but also for Arena and Champions Arena. It comes in very handy. All right, guys. So this was, top 9 on our top 10 list. Now let's move on to character number 8 or rank 8. All right, guys. So character number 8 is going to be Mr. Freeze. Again, he is quite similar, in the way we can describe that he also needs gears in order to make sure that he gets optimal damage. You can use him with like 3 or 4 gears too. Now, let's say in this scenario, I'm using Mr. Freeze with 3 gears. It's a 3-star Mr. Freeze. And I get around 180, 200 million easily with these 3 pieces of gears. when I'm using like a level 5, level 6 solo raid artifact in solo raids, right? I've never tried him in the league raids, but yeah, he should work out fine over there as well with 3 gears. Not cannot one shot big bosses and sub bosses just like Manta. Cannot take down 2 billion just yet, but maybe when we take him to like 5 stars, 6 stars, when you have him at 6 stars, at 5 star at maxed out passives, with the beta club, he can definitely do a lot of damage with beta club. But the reason why I have him at rank number 8 is because a lot of people, I would say more than 50% of the people, don't have beta club. Now we got an opportunity through league invasions that we might get a beta club drop, but that is quite rare. You have to be very lucky in order to get that. But apart from beta club, he can also be used with Zatana's puppet, and Zatanna's Puppet is probably the best artifact to use on him. You can use him with Brainiac. You can use him with Vixen to trigger Zatanna's Puppet quickly. You can use him with classic Wonder Woman. You know, so Mr. Freeze does decent damage. If you don't have the gears, then he might not do any damage at all. He is not like Beast Boy, which will also do damage without gears. But yeah, without gears, this character is probably not going to be of any use in the raids. But yes, with at least 3 to 4 gears, he might do some damage. Like I said, I do around 200 million with 3 pieces of gears with level 5, 6 solo raid artifacts. And yeah, overall, this character basically, works quite well with Zatanna's Puppet. If you have Beta Club, he will work insanely well. So that's the reason I have him on the list on number 8. Now let's move on to character number 7. All right, guys. So character number 7 is Robin King. Now Robin King is a metal character. So basically there are three metal characters: Batman Who Laughs, Robin King, and Batwoman the Drowned. Out of which Batwoman the Drowned is most insane in these three characters, the best damage dealer. Robin King will support Batwoman the Drowned to get those darkness energy quite fast. He can, when the hazard is on, he basically can. This passive is called as Maniac's Appetite. Let me just show it to you real quick. So there it is. So whenever there is a hazard effect which is going on, he will have this Maniac's Appetite, which gives 4% crit damage and plus 0.5% crit chance. This is level 1 passive. When you increase it, when you unlock him at level 3, it will be a little more than this. But yeah, so and it stacks up to 30, right? So every time you get a hazard, he will also help you with the through this Maniac's Appetite by giving you increased crit damage and 0.5% crit chance at this point, which stacks up to 30. So this will help you a lot. Plus, there is this Fog of Carnage, which means that he disables the opponent's specials and super move. You know what? When you're fighting, this character might come in very handy when you're fighting against bosses who are having super shield, like Wonder Woman characters, Superman characters in solo raids. If they're using super shield, this is a really good this is a really good way to tackle that super shield, because all the specials will be blocked, even the super move will be blocked, if you are able to do a hazard through Batwoman the Drown. So using Batwoman the Drown with God Killer, and then once you start the hazard, you can tag in Robin King, and it will help you to deal a lot of damage. Now there is a victim. All right, guys. So victim says that the 12 seconds of victim debuff, which will be applied on successful special. Now, disable upon a victim. When it's applied, it will disable opponent's crit attack immunity and critical attack resistance, right? And plus 0.35 crisis energy for each metal character, basic and swipe attack. So let's say if you're using all three, Batman Who Laughs, Robin King, and Batwoman the Drowned, so it will be plus 3 for each, which means it will go to almost 1 plus 1%, right? So this is just a level 1 passive. So this is the reason why I have him on the list. He will really work out, he will really improve your metal team. And at some point when you unlock him, he is going to be a very good character when it comes to accumulating that darkness energy and giving out the most out of the metal team. All right, guys. So this was character number 7. Now let's move on to character number 6. All right, guys. Character number 6, Black Adam. Now, Black Adam is a percentage damage dealer. Now, a lot of people would say that he's not that useful once he's done with that percentage damage initially, which he does through at the starting of the fight, the starting of the battle. But I say that there is a little bit more to Black Adam than just doing percentage damage, and let me show you what. So we all know. He tags in. Whenever he tags in, he does this percentage damage. He steals some power, and basically, he also does not have any effect on the power steal or power drain attacks which are done on him. That is one thing. And Black Adam drains, and like I just said, part of the current opponent's power. And after tagging, he also has immunity to power drain. As I said, Black Adam drains the opponent's power instead. So let's say if there is a power drain attack happening on Black Adam, instead of getting power drained, he will actually drain the opponent's power. Right? Strength of Amon. Now this is one thing which gives you a lot of percentage damage. Now plus 110% basic attack damage for that duration, of the battle when he tags in and 3% opponent's current health reduction on tag and dash attacks, maximum 32% health per opponent per battle. The only issue that I see with Black Adam is that he cannot do percentage damage with clones. When the clones tag in, they can't do that kind of percentage damage which he does when on tagging in, right? So this is the second thing. Now, this is another thing which is called as stamina of shoe. Now, what it does is it increases the chance for armor pierce for special attacks with combo meter above 15. That is one thing. Plus minus, not plus, minus 7% power generation and defense for 12 seconds stacks up to 5 times. Right. So you can see that those little timers that go on when you do these tag-ins and swipes with Black Adam. So that is basically those can be called as negative effects, which can be applied on you know any character through these basics and swipes. So it's mentioned over here in the summary that Black Adam's special attacks can become armor pierced with a high combo meter. Armor pierced attacks dealt by Black Adam of Lord Justice teammate reduce the opponent's power generation and defense for a duration. So not just the defense, but also the power generation is reduced. So this is one more thing which I like about this character. That's the reason I have him on the list. Not just the percentage damage, but also this passive, which helps out a lot. All right, guys, now let's move on. This was character number 6. Now let's move on to character number 5. All right, guys, so character number 5 is Batman Who Laughs. Now, Batman Who Laughs, again, is a metal character, but the reason why I have him in this list is because of two reasons. One reason is that he does a lot of percentage damage, and let me show you how much exactly he does. All right, so 37% health per opponent per battle. That's what he can do, right? So this is one thing. Plus, it increases 325% attack for himself when he's in the darkest night form. Now we all know that he also increases crisis energy for all the metal teammates as well, as you can see. So with special 1, he increases 2.7. With special 2, it's a little bit more. With special 3, it's a little bit more. So there are a few things about Batman Who Laughs, which is very interesting. He basically can tackle. His basics. His special 2 is basically unblockable entirely. Even if the opponent is using a super shield, or if let's say Darkseid's barrier is there, it's still unblockable. Can easily tackle. It can easily go through that Darkseid's barrier too, right? So these are the few things. Plus, the most important reason why I have him is that he supports Batman in the Drown quite well. As because he is also one of the metal teammates, including Robin King, right? So if you don't have Robin King, you can use Batman the Drowned. If you have Batman on offs, use him with the metal team with Batman the Drowned. You can also use him individually, just to do the percentage damage. You do the specials with special 1, special 2, special 3s, and then when you have him in the darkness form, just go ahead and do the basics, and he will do a lot of percentage damage, at least 37%. That's the max, actually, 37% throughout the entire battle. Plus, he helps you to increase, the darkness, the crisis energy by a lot. We with one super move, we can actually start the hazard if you're using him with Batman in the Drown with like a level 40 plus combo meter. He can actually start the hazard straight away with a special 3. And so that's the reason I love this character, and that's the reason he should be on this list, on the top 10 legendaries list. So this was, guys, character number 5. Now let's move on to character number 4. All right, guys. So character number 4 is Zatanna. Now, Zatanna is one of those characters which will not just do percentage damage, but will give you 300% additional damage boost throughout the entire battle, regardless of what character you're using, if it's a legendary character, gold character, or silver character, right? So what we need to do is we just need to burn the opponent. The best artifact to use on Zatanna is Zatanna's puppet itself, you know. And once you trigger Zatanna's puppet, once you know, you just trigger Zatanna's puppet, you do the special threes, burn the opponent, and while the opponent is burning, you can do any specials whatsoever in between while that duration, when the opponent is burning, and you can do percentage damage as well. Plus, she will increase the damage for the entire team for 300%. The best team I like to use with Zatanna, there are two teams actually. The first one, which I love, is the LOA team, LOA plus Zatanna. Now, with this team, I've done more than 1.8, 1.9. I've also done very close to 2 billion damage easily. I just use Zatanna's puppet on Zatanna, Dark Metal cards on Harlequin, and a solo raid artifact, maybe on Entangling Poison Ivy, and it gives you a hell lot of damage. Tons and tons of damage can be obtained from Zatanna. Let's say if you don't have Raven, Zatanna is a perfect replacement for the LOA team, right? So this is the few reasons why Zatanna has to be there in your collection. At some point, you might need her. She is probably becoming a must-have legendary character if you want to progress faster in the game, right? So this is pretty much it for Zatanna, which covers every aspect: the percentage damage, the damage increase, right? She also power steals. She also applies negative effects on the opponents, which will in return help you to trigger Zatanna's puppet quite easily, right? So these are the few reasons, not few, almost all the reasons were covered over here. So these are the reasons why Zatanna has to be there on this list. And this is the perfect place for Zatanna to be on rank number 4, right? So now let's move on to the top three. So guys, before we talk about the top three, I just wanted to let you know that if you're new to the channel and if you're watching this video for the first time, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notification for further updates on videos just like this. Now let's move on. Deathstroke. All right, guys. Deathstroke is a very great character to have. There are many reasons for that. The first reason I have him on top three. That is one thing that I need to explain first. That why do I have him in the third position? The first reason is that he is very easy to obtain. I think we have this chest which comes out every now and then. Not that common, not that often, but it comes out which gives like 5% chances to unlocking Deathstroke. Plus, he can be used without gears. There is no need to, even if you have one piece of gear. Now I have one piece of gear which is also at level 20. I haven't even touched that piece of gear, and he still gives me a huge amount of damage. I've done damage close to 1.2, 1.3 billion easily without gears, right? The only thing that you need to do is upgrade the special 2 for Deathstroke. As you can see, what it does over here is that it gives you 5.19% of opponent's current health reduction every time you do a special 2, and the and it goes all the way till 36% per battle. All right, so the more you upgrade the level, the more easier it will, the more damage it will do on per hit. Like it's 5.19 right now. It will go all the way to some point. I'm not sure because I haven't seen a max out special 2 yet. I haven't maxed it out. Right. Plus, it also heals himself and also helps. When you do a special 2, it also heals for like 43.9% of the damage done with his attacks and special attacks, not just specials, but also with the basics. All right. Now, the very interesting thing with Deathstroke is that he also works with the clones. Just like we use King of Atlantis Aquaman, we can use Deathstroke. And you just let the clone come in, and you can again do 36% of maximum, take down 36% and do percentage damage of from your opponent. Okay. And this is again another thing. The first clone will do 30, Deathstroke will do 36% of the current health, then the first clone can do 36% of the current health, and then the second clone can do the same. So this brings all together a lot of damage, and your opponent basically will be, clueless what's happening. And by the end, when you finish the battle, you will see that you have done a lot of damage. The damage I did not expect to do with the character, which is not having any gears on them. So that's the beauty of Deathstroke. That is the reason why I have Deathstroke on this list, and he has to be there in the top three positions. Right. So this is, guys, the top third character in the list. Now let's move on to character number 2. Raven. All right, guys, there it is. Character number 2 is Raven. Yes, guys, Raven is probably one of the best characters, one of the best legendary characters that we have. And the good thing is that now at this point. Now we have this Moral Duo support chest through which she can be unlocked quite easily. It gives you like 5% chances for unlocking Raven. Once you unlock Raven, she can also be used without gears. Okay, she is not a damage dealer exactly. She is not exactly a damage dealer for free to play players. You can use her with Peter Club when you have full set of gears, but that's a question for another time because a lot of people don't have Peter Club, right? So let's talk about how to use her without gears and why exactly I've added her in the top two list and in the second position in this list, right? So the first reason is that she can be used without gears and she is very easy to unlock now. And like a couple of months ago when Beast Boy was released, we got this new chest for Beast Boy and Raven, which gave us 5% for unlocking Raven, which makes it super easy to unlock Raven. You still might have to spend a lot of gems though, but it's still better than opening that legendary chest. And it's better to open the duo chest, right? So the second reason is apart from unlocking her and apart from the fact that we can use her without gears, we can actually. The second thing is that this darkness stacks. Every time you do a darkness stack, you will get 100% more damage. So if you do 5 stacks of darkness, that gives you 500% more damage. That is a lot. The Raven can be used with a lot of teams. Raven can be used with the LOA team. Raven can be used with the Kings team. Those are the two teams that I love to use Raven with. Raven cannot be used with, unfortunately, cannot be used with Batwoman the Drowned. Unfortunately, Raven can be used with the Manta. Raven can be used with anyone like Grodd if you're having Beta Club, right? So there are many teams that Raven fits in. Plus take a look at this, guys. So 32% attack per darkness stack upon deadly sin activation. Now, when you do the super move, it's not like that you need it. Deadly sin is basically super move. When you do the super move, that per darkness stack that you get, the damage will increase from 100% to 132%, right? So that is a lot of damage, guys, and to be honest, you don't even need that much damage. If you have a well-built LOA team, a well-built King of Atlantis Aquaman, believe me, they will just do insane amount of damage with just those 5 stack of darkness. And once you get them, I have one-shotted 1.9, 1.2, or 1. I'm sorry, 1.9 and 2 billion bosses in like 40 seconds and 30 seconds once I get full stacks of Raven on. So this is an insanely high level character that we have in the game, which does not require gears, which is easy to obtain, and can be also used as a damage dealer if you have the gears on them and specific artifacts like Beta Club. So guys, this is character number 2 on my list. I hope that you have enjoyed the list so far. I'm pretty sure you guys already know which will be the rank 1 character. So moving on to the character who is in rank 1. Beast Boy, guys. Beast Boy. Beast Boy. How could not he not be on rank 1? Right? Beast Boy is a game-changing character, guys. The first reason why I have him on rank 1 is because he can work without gears too. So what is the most interesting thing about this guy is his special 3. Now take a look at this. 100% of attack stat, 100% of attack stat is applied as DOT for 5 seconds. I know 5 seconds seems a bit low, but if you have Zatanna's puppet, you can do your special 3 a lot of times, like n number of times until the battle's timer expires. All right. The best artifact to use on Beast Boy is Zatanna's puppet. You can try Crown of Kondak too, but for that you need to have Beast Boy at least having maxed out passives, and your gameplay need to be very precise. If you mess up even a little bit, the timer will just run away, and you might not do one shot. So he also basically gains a lot of power, which is spent on successful specials. So let's go through the passive. Now we talked about the special 3, which is very important part of Beast, but that is the reason why he does so much damage. Now take a look at this. Wounded, 125% Beast Boy's attack stat is applied as damage on basic swipe attacks from Beast Boy's team or affected opponent. So you apply Wounded from Special 1 straight away, and whenever Beast Boy does basic or swipe attacks, or the team does Beast Boy's team does basic or swipe attacks on the opponent affected by wound will get 125% of Beast Boy's attack. So Beast Boy is basically one of those characters which will, as I said, which will be a game changing character. Now let's move on to passive number 2. Now Beast Power. Monkey form against wounded opponents. Defense reduction stacks can be applied over the cap up to 6 stacks. Bear form against wounded opponents. Increased stun duration by 35%. Increased chance to affect raid bosses by 50%. So you just cannot. Let's say if you're fighting against someone who is immune to stun and freeze, and still apply stun and gives a 50% chance to do that if you're using special 2, which is the bear form. And special 3 is the tiger form, and that is where all the magic happens. So tiger form against wounded opponents increase DOT damage from special by 500%. On 3-star, it's 450%. On 4-star, it's 500%. So this is passive number 2, guys. And passive number 3 is on successful specials, 35% chance to recover its power. It will eventually increase as I increase the level of the passive, but 35% chance to getting the power back is not bad. And while performing a special, 35% chance to not lose his combo meter, right? Now, there is one more interesting thing which will help you to do a lot of damage is whenever you do a super move with Beast Boy, you start doing basics after that, try to get a combo meter to at least like 30, 35, or maybe even 40. And that combo meter will stay there as it is for 30 seconds of the entire battle. Since you do the super move from exactly that time till next 30 seconds, that combo meter will not change, right? So that helps you to do a lot of damage because 40 hits on combo meter and you keep doing specials, you do like 15 specials or 10 specials in that 30 seconds, the damage difference that you see will be huge. If you're doing like 8 million on basic DOT, on special 3, when you do 40 hits, that DOT might go to like 25, 30 million too, right? So that's the difference. So this has to be though that character that is on rank 1 because of all these reasons. Now, guys, if you enjoyed the list, so let me know down in the comments what you think about this list. Because this is basically completely based on my experience and my opinion. If you have a different views about some character that has to be there in rank 2, 3, or something like that, do let me know down in the comments. I'm open to suggestions or open to anything that you have to say. Right? If you have any questions, do let me know down in the comments as well. All right, guys. So thank you for watching the video. You guys have a great day. Take care and be blessed. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.